School of Beatbox. Beatbox.
Hey, what's up? Danny from School of Beatbox here. Listen, if you're starting out beatboxing and you are getting a little bit frustrated or maybe a bit lost as to what the right way to learn is, what are the correct steps? Do I just go out and check out all of these tutorials and learn different sounds? Absolutely, yes, you can learn loads about beatboxing that way, but I can clearly identify for you 3 stages to start beatboxing. Now, before I get into these 3 stages, what we want to create is a kind of loop where we go from being inspired or excited about our beatboxing and then being able to deliver from that excitement and that inspiration. And then we want that delivery of that beatboxing that we do to kind of feed back into that inspiration and excitement and kind of create a loop. And this will motivate us to get more into our beatboxing and just have a better learning experience. So I've identified 3 stages that will help you come out of that frustrated feeling or feeling like you can't do this or this is too difficult or this is going to be too much of a long process. So let's get into these 3 stages right now. So stage 1 is learning the 3 fundamental sounds. We've got the bass drum, the hi-hat, and a snare drum. Now, for most people, the snare drum will be a K snare, which is a simple sound to make. You might be one of those lucky people that learnt a pro sounding snare drum just out of habit, and as you were growing up, you were going or one of these snare drum sounds. And if you are one of those people, great, you've already got a pro snare, that's awesome. For most people, it's gonna be a simple K snare. So stage 1 is just learning those 3 sounds. And at this stage, you want each of those sounds to sound really individual. You want them to be in their own place. So the bass drum, the key is in the name, bass. You want it to kind of be a low sound. The more you relax your lips, the lower that sound is going to be. If you tighten your lips, you get a higher tone. So think about relaxing your lips in order to create that low sound. Now, with the hi-hat, you want the opposite. You want a high sound. Bass drum, bass, low. Hi-hat, high. We want a high frequency. So now you'll notice with this sound that when you change the shape of your mouth, you'll get different frequencies or higher tones and lower tones. If you make your mouth like this, you get kind of a lower sound. Like this. So that's how you can get a higher frequency. So you got your bass drum, our hi-hat, and our snare drum. And a snare drum, you kind of want it around the middle frequency, kind of in between the bass drum and the hi-hat. So in that way, you've got a kind of full sound. You've got low, mid, and high. This is stage 1. Stage 2 is now getting those sounds and putting them into different beat patterns. Basic beat patterns to start with is great. Just get yourself used to moving from one sound to another and back again and putting them together into different patterns. The more patterns and styles that we learn, that's going to help us develop our timing, because each different style of music will have a kind of different swing, a different vibe, a different way that we kind of count, a different pulse. So learning all of these different rhythms is just going to help us. So the classic boots and cats is actually a great place to start because you've got all of those sounds and you've got them in a basic rhythm. So B, T, K, T. Once you've got that down and you're really thinking about all of these sounds still sounding individual and in their own place, then you can start trying out some different patterns. And so on. The third phase is about learning a pro snare. This is the next phase, and this is really going to help you develop that loop that I talked about at the beginning of this video. So when you learn a pro snare, it's literally going to elevate and improve all of your rhythms. So when you're in stage 2 and you're practicing all these different rhythms, say you've learned 10 different beats, you get to stage 3 then and you learn one pro snare, say it's a PF snare. At this stage, you can now implement that PF snare into all of those 10 beats just by swapping that K snare for a, and you will instantly upgrade all of those 10 rhythms. You know, learning beatboxing is about learning a new skill. It's an art form. And at the same time, you want to inspire yourself while you are beatboxing. If you can get to a point where you listen to the beats that you create and you really get into it, like you're dancing to your own music or you're vibing with that creation, it is an incredible feeling, and that will help you progress even further, because the more you get into your own beat, the more you're going to learn. That motivation and that loop I talked about at the beginning is definitely going to be in action and working for you. These 3 stages are the key first 3 stages. Let me know in the comments what stage you are at, and let me know how it's going for you. Any questions you have, fire away. I'm here to support you. Remember, if you're liking the content, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and make sure you don't miss out on the next videos. That's me for this video, and I'll catch you in the next one soon. Peace.